Так, так, так. Че, да пройду, наверное. Да и все. Сейчас. Сколько там осталось, я не знаю. Эти DLC вроде не такие длинные. Это-то я точно допройду. А вот второе, не знаю.
Can we talk? Hey, Captain.
Так. Что тут у меня? Что тут у меня есть? Ладно, неважно. Так, прогружайся давай. Музычка такая на фоне. Так. Красивенько тут. Что это за штучки такие? Так, ну да, я туда бегу. Где-то там остановился. Чего вы заспавнились? А, нет. Показалось. Так, это что? Дайте место для быстрого путешествия. Ови. Снаружи, внизу.
Initiating ocular measurement. Measurement complete. Ocular identification failed. Access denied. The Office of Creative Incubation is
Отдел
currently
высиживания идей.
experiencing a lockdown event.
Отдел высиживания идей. Вот оно как называется, да? Что это?
Close call. I thought I knew the OCI backwards and forwards. The Marauders got a way of finding every nook and cranny on this rock. OCI. Fancy joint. Smells like Wentworth's and leather. A real slice of Byzantium. You don't set that up unless you're planning something big. Adrena time? Sure. But something tells me there's more to the story. Got a hunch to follow up on near the old mines. I'm leaving this here, in case I gotta come back.
Угу. Круто. Так. Стоп. Так, я ж там был, да? Вот тут, вот везде я ж был. Или не был? Да, тут я был. Ладно, я пробегу. Пробегу еще разок. Посмотрим. Посмотрим, что тут. Что тут есть. Хотя я дальше не пробегал. Я где-то вот тут вот. Ну да, я вот отсюда пошел и тпшнулся в этот. Перегруз был у меня тут. Тут я уже не был, по-моему. Да, тут я не был. Я бы все забрал. Гранатомет 3. Опа, 34 уровень. Тяжелые стреляют. Тяжелыми стреляет. О, пулемет. Идеальное состояние. Попробуй гранатомет. Мин еще не хватало. О, там челики. А там челики. Охотничья индюшка. Не работает. Нормально. Ну да, 30 какой там уровень-то? 34-й. Вот этот гранатометик интересный. А поскольку он 32? Ага, по 8. Боеприпасов у меня хоть жопы жу, я могу просто идти и хреначить во все стороны. Со всех пушек, со всех патронов. Без разницы. Тем более тут еще их везде целая куча. На мину главное не наступить. Ну ее нахуй. Камень лама. Чай там. Груз для капитана. Обращаться с осторожностью. Мне кажется, я раньше сюда пришел. Ну ладно. Это какой-то квестовая херня, по-моему, была. Походу, я сюда раньше пришел, чем надо. Но я всегда так. Если основное задание там, то я пойду, значит, в другую сторону. Все лутать. Так, лифт. И где я вышел, собственно? Это поселение какое-то. Крепость мародеров. Ну чё, мародеры? Уверимся? Или вы тут мин наставили и забились? Бухгалтер Чарльз. Что? Испорченный шлем лунатика, запугивание, ложь. Особая доставка. Тяжелое оружие, тяжелые. Специальный эффект отталкивания. Накопить заряд. Это 2 на 27, да? Хм. Выглядит интересно. Надо почекать. $85. Да я, походу, не залутаю. Хотя залутаю. Почему нет? Должен залутать. Блин. Пятерки не хватает. Значит, не залутаю. Ножницы. Серьезно? Инъекцион, длительность эффектов, скорость движения, скорость атаки в ближнем бою. $42 брони. Скорость движения, скорость бега тоже дается или скорость ходьбы? Ну-ка. Где он? Что-то изменилось, по-моему, нет. Скорость бега точно нет, по-моему. Че, это весь лагерь этих додичей? Все? Один чел? Микробосс? Ну ладно. Блядь, жарище. Сука. Псидозачинщик. Псинозачинщик. Так, не, обходить я их не хочу. Так. Ну чё? Чё не нападают? Ну иди сюда. Тина зачинщик. Что-то магазин какой-то слабенький. За секунду отлетаю. Чё? Чё они делают? Магазин маленький. 30 что-то мало. И чё, все? Это вот эти все тут были? Больше никого?
Dr. Ambrose, tell me about Adrenatime. What does it do?
Hasn't Clarence already dumped a pile of promotional materials on your head?
Where's the fun in that? My listeners want to hear it in your own words.
It's an injectable drug that improves a patient's speed, awareness, mental acuity, and endurance. In moderation, Adrenatime will uplift the laboring classes by strengthening their minds and work ethic.
That's quite the mission. What's driving this vision of uplift?
I am a solutions-oriented woman. I see a problem and I am moved to solve it. Poverty is one such problem. Through science, I believe we can improve the poor, and in so doing, improve Halcyon.
Угу. Адреnatime. Мне 181 штука, кстати, их. Можно подать им Адренатаймом бегать. Что-то я их даже не использовал. Только сейчас вспомнил, когда они пиздеть про него начали. Так. Которого я убил, что ли? Этот в маске. Адреnatime, сколько их тут? Короче, его юзать надо. Он везде просто. Что там за дебаф он дает? От игры тайма. Все показатели -1. А вот эти показатели минусы? Ничего себе. Найс дебафы. А, 2 повесилось или что? Лол, это они так по одному? Лол. А смысл тогда в этом адреналайме? Уже 2 дебафа. Кайф. И ради чего? Сколько он там действует? 15 секунд вроде? Что-то странное. Тайное общество. Гаргония разверся яд, ад. А, охуенно. Что это, блядь, за слово? Разверзся. Тип посох уничтожения паразитов. Окей. Так, а тут я где выйду? Короче, сейчас там залезу просто и все. Справа. Так, дебафы снялись, да?
Stay safe out there.
Оплатить счет. Ноль. Так, и что я сделал? Грузы. Содержимое. 3 вольных сотрудника, 5 сотрудников, 200 коробок с... «100 коробок с прототипом». Так, и что это мне дает? Ёб твою мать. Выберите один выговор. Нихуя не понимаю, что они тут, блядь, пиздят. Какую-то хуйню вообще. Хотя зачем мне эти боеприпасы, в смысле?
Come here. Let's have a chat.
Так, что у тебя полутать можно?
Fine. You're on my list now, bub.
Украсть, да? Окей.
All right, inspection time. Look at my eyes for as long as you can without blinking. Starting now. Want to run that by me again? I want to be taken seriously, but I'll settle for a little less attitude in the future.
Что ему надо от
That was
меня?
a sanity check. If you had changed like the others, it'd be in your eyes. You'd also be drooling, cursing, and making a mess of the place. Welcome to the Sprat Shack. You can head on downstairs. Every day, salvagers and scrappers set out to comb the ruins and make their fortune. The ones who come back, they aren't always the same men or women who left. They change. Never for the better. First, they get real twitchy and paranoid, shouting at folks who aren't there. Then they smell like they soiled themselves, on account of how they soiled themselves. After that, they're gone. Nothing but animals wearing human skin. Seen it happen myself. It's never pretty. This is the Sprat Shack, the most remote watering hole in the system. Rule number 1,
Бар?
no fighting. Rule number 2, wipe your feet on the way downstairs. We're the only hospitable place on this rock. I want to keep it that way. That's why we have rule number 3. When people change, they stay outside, where they belong. Just don't ask me to dance. Something bad happened here. Spacer's Choice was developing chemicals. The kind with nasty side effects. Marauders outnumber the rest of us 10-1. Either they came from Gorgon, or something draws them here. I don't know which is worse. This place is under a dark cloud, stranger. That's all I know. If you want the history of the Sprat Shack, talk to Lex behind the bar. Bouncer, bodyguard, law enforcer. I make sure the Sprat Shack gets only the highest caliber of clientele. We get a lot of brand-loyal corporate types, and a lot of cutthroat freelancer types. Both sides have their share of dirty scoundrels. If you're heading downstairs...
Понятно. Так, у них тут, значит, какая-то база. Из тех, кто остался.
Are you my agent on the ground?
Sorry?
I need a Welcome to the Sprat Shack. First one's on the house, and I won't even water it down. What'll it be? So, you just wandered in for the genteel conversation. Suit yourself. I assume you're here for salvage.
Из-за лома? Из-за какого лома?
Can't help you there. This ain't exactly a library. Most of my regulars are sublight scavengers. They pick over the ruins of Gorgon, spend their earnings at the bar, and head back out the next day. Vicious cycle, but that's life. You're the first new face I've seen in a while. Lucky. Sure, I knew him. He could get a little dramatic at times, but he was a good guy. Heard he took on a dangerous job. Spent a lot of time coming and going from the Office of Creative Incubation, just down the road. The way he talked about the job, you just knew Lucky had hit pay dirt. Not that I was jealous. Around here, that sort of luck can be hazardous to your health. Awful shame about what happened to him. 3rd floor. Once I figured he wasn't coming back to pay his tab, I left his room unlocked to air it out. You can help yourself to anything you left behind. Fair warning, I've been letting the regulars use it for a quick lie down. Just wash your hands when you're done. Trust me.
Так.
Spacer's Choice used to brew pharmaceuticals in these parts. That's why the asteroid smells like an old gym sock. They say Adrenatime came from here, just down the road at the old R&D lab. Very hush-hush back in the day. I doubt anyone knows the full story. One day the evacuation order went out. Grunts and lab coats scrambled to get anywhere but Gorgon. And the weirdest thing of all, Adrenatime still hit the market. Me, I never touched the stuff. To each their own, but I think it's dangerous.
Адrenatime, кстати, да. Какая-то хуйня. Дебафов миллиард накидывает, а толку от него.
Roscoe might tell you more. He spent some time around here before the bar opened up. And I trust him well enough. There's always Leonora, my favorite customer over in the storage room on the 2nd floor. Keeps to herself and always closes out her tab. Nice lady. Been coming around a lot these past few months. She isn't with Sublight, but seems to know the lay of the land better than anyone. She spends most of her days drinking alone. I think she's looking to hire someone. If you're open to a side gig. Now that you mention it, I thought I saw those two sharing stories over a pint. Didn't think twice about it. I don't speak ill of the dead, but Leonora deserves better company. That Lucky was no good for her. He's been here since opening day. I think he told me he was some kind of journalist. He got left behind when Spacer's Choice pulled out. And I guess no one's coming to get him. He didn't tell me and I didn't ask. I'm his bartender, not his human resources rep. If you believe the chatter, a lot of good folks got left behind, and a lot of bad folks made it out. Sometimes that's all there is to it. Roscoe's drinks are on the house. We all know how it feels to get left behind. He'll be all right. He's with the family now. What are friends for, eh? Damn right we are. We've got drugs, scrap metal, prototype weapons, drugs, money, and more drugs. When Spacer's Choice evacuated, everyone dropped their gear and ran. Most of it stayed where it fell. Of course, the real treasure is whatever's locked up in the old facility.
На
Till
старой
someone
базе.
figures a way to crack it open. We're just sifting through dirt. You got it, bub. Yes and no. The Sprat Shack used to be a shipping and receiving warehouse during the old Project Gorgon days. When Spacer's Choice pulled their guys off-world, Sublight moved into salvage what we could, and they put me in charge. Yes and no. Rumor has it there's a Sprat wandering around the Groundbreaker, and he's the legal owner of the Sprat Shack. Hagen's idea. See, Hagen didn't want a paper trail that led back to her, so she gave the bar to the Sprat. If there were any legal problems with this place, the Sprat would do the time. Easy. His name's Matt. The beautiful thing is, no one could tell Matt Sprat apart from an ordinary vermin. I think that's kind of the point. I wouldn't lose any sleep over it. The Sprat Shack's gone through a lot of title. As far as business arrangements go,
Ой, короче.
yes and no. We're
Душит.
doing a lot more than squatting. We're classing up the joint, keeping the riffraff outside where it belongs. They didn't even serve drinks until I arrived. Yes and no. Again, that one was Hagen's idea. She told me that speaking in vague terms keeps you out of trouble, and I don't want any trouble in my place. Thirsty people come and go from all over the colony, mostly on the way to somewhere better. Some are well connected, and not every. That's how we get the unconventional goods anyhow. Sublight keeps us well stocked with the essentials. Or maybe a sugar Sprat.
Что она продает? Вместо воды. Кстати, можно говно есть лить.
I'll set up.
32-й. Ой, нахер мне эта винтовка. Говно. Чем они отличаются? Ничем.
Did you bring the payment?
I don't know. Did you
Don't
feel
forget to
good?
close your tab.
Seen any good salvage around?
You're a humbug.
Что за чело?
That was my salvage, Trixie. You had no right to it then, and you've no right to it now. Don't you be getting any...
I risked my life sneaking around Marauders to claim that wreck. And I didn't see your name on it.
Now you've done it. Eat fist!
All right, that's enough. This is a family establishment. You want to make a mess? You make it outside.
But this was personal, Lex. It's a question of salvage. That wreck was gonna make me a fortune.
It's the same fight every day. 5 years we've been at this, and we still can't agree on how to properly tag salvage. Now you two listen, this is my place. While you're in the Sprat Shack, you'll sit quietly, or I'll forbid you to come here at all. Is that understood?
Fair's fair. I'll have a stout, and we'll settle this later on our own terms.
It's no good to leave a fight unresolved. If I don't do something, these two are gonna be at each other's throats. Would you do me a favor and weigh in as a third party? I can use an unbiased set of eyes on the problem, and an outsider like you fits the bill. If you wouldn't mind. Freddy, Trixie, go on and make your case to the generous stranger.
Так, ну допустим.
I'll start, seeing as I'm the one who's been most wronged in this
Послушаем,
equation.
что скажет.
Oh, very formal. Freddy the Scab, freelancer for sublight salvage and shipping, same as my father before me.
Junkyard Trixie.
Трикси
Also
мусорка.
a salvage freelancer.
Охуенно.
Though I've been at it longer than Freddy.
So, just up the road and due east of here, there's a shipwreck lodged in the mountainside, right? I staked my claim on that wreck. Then I wandered in for a drink. An hour later, Trixie swaggers in bragging about her salvage. Ugh, the nerve of some people. I climbed on top of it and called out in my loudest voice, "Finders keepers!"
Чё? Было ничего, стало мое. Интересно. Тогда надо было сразу забирать.
What if I were
Что за
to
бред?
sweeten the deal? Say the salvage is mine, and I'll give you a share of the finder's fee.
Bullshit. That ain't fair.
Допустим, что она скажет.
When I found the shipwreck, there were no salvage mark. See, the whole area was teeming with bloodthirsty marauders. So I snuck around and added my tag, clear as day, so no drunken idiots could claim the salvage out from under me, Freddy.
For the record, when I heard the marauders coming, I left. Trixie must have set her mark down after me.
Как услышал мародеров, удрал. Куда? Так ты, блядь, удрал, нахуй. Она зачистила и пробралась к лому и поставила метку, а ты съебался. По-моему, все ясно.
Sorry, I won't speak out of turn again.
Anyway, that's my story, sir. I drew next in the dirt, with my toe.
Вставал на земле крестик, блядь, боже, что? Этот залез прокричал какую-то хуйню, этот, блядь, ой, то долбоёб. Что? Че за бред?
Wouldn't surprise me in the least, but that doesn't mean it ain't mine.
In all my years, I've never heard a more contentious argument. I don't envy your shoulders for bearing the weight of responsibility. You've heard it from
Судьбоносное
them both.
решение.
So, who gets the salvage?
That ain't no kind of fair.
He ain't even from around here, Lex.
Here's a six-pack on the house, plus your fee. Maybe now we'll finally get some peace around here for a change.
Два косаря.
A little too often, if you ask me, but that's the sublight way. Anything worth doing is worth fighting over.
Ой, идиот, никому лом не достанется. Нихуя, у них тут еще там еще один этаж есть.
Jerome would love this place.
А это кто?
You don't look like one of the salvagers, no? Don't really seem like
А,
the
это
type.
это.
You've got the look of someone who's traveled far to get here and whose journey is far from over. You and me both. I don't know if you're bound for the old ruins, but in case you are, can you look into something? I'd do it myself, but of course, the marauders would eat me alive. Looking for something out there. Been paying Sublight to help me, but they haven't made much progress. Well put. My husband and I worked on Gorgon during the good times. Jerome was on maintenance duty. I cleaned out test tubes till they sparkled. My husband, Jerome, died on Gorgon. I need you to get me his old hip flask. I gave it to him the day we signed our marriage contract, and he carried it wherever he went. I know
Флягу.
it's still here.
Ой, блядь, охуенно.
I appreciate it, stranger. I don't expect you to move the stars. Just
Флягу.
keep an eye out and think of me from time to time.
Охуенный квест.
I don't have much, but if you help me, there's a little set aside for the occasion. Jerome used to drink with his buddies in a small kitchen opposite the maintenance shed. Might be a good place to check first. Yeah? That old flirt? Yeah, I let him buy me a drink or two. He talked my ear off about exciting jobs he'd done. All lies, I'm sure. He fell asleep with his head on my shoulder. That man had baggage like you wouldn't believe. I didn't think anyone could be lonelier than me. He bragged about having the key to some sort of maintenance area in one
ключ.
of the old buildings. I never saw it, so I just assumed he was talking himself up. He also asked if I wanted to see something gross and slimy he kept in his room, but I declined, politely. He put on quite a front, but I think he was weary, like he'd seen too much and had too little to show for it. Guess we were kindred spirits in a way. Sure thing. My condolences if you two were close. The lab coats kept quiet about the project, but the air was charged with excitement. You could feel it wherever you went. They wanted to change the world. A tenfold boost to worker productivity with no side. I don't know what went wrong, but when the shit hit the fan, it sprayed
Окей.
I heard a rumor.
Тут чё?
Huh, who's this now? Wonder if they could... Nah, who am I kidding?
Ещё какой-то
What's the
чел.
story with this place anyhow?
И этот что
Holy
за чел?
shit, a fresh face. Haven't seen your like in years. Don't know what brought you to the most
Roscoe
dangerous corner of
Clinton.
the solar system, pal. But you're welcome here. Oh, you talked to Lex yet? She tell you to keep it civil? You wouldn't guess to talk to her, but that lady's got a mean left hook. Some kind. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Got into reporting thinking I was gonna be some sort of public intellectual. What a joke. Spent 95% of my time playing stenographer to the board, and the rest writing puff pieces on the chairman's latest beard trim. Real life and death shit. Hell, how much time do you have? I probably know more about this shit heap than most of the corpses around here. Got anything specific you want to know? Oh, this is rich. You mean Dr. Olivia Ambrose?
Верховная
God Empress of
богиня
Gorgon?
Гаргона. Ничего
She's
себе.
the maniac who ran this whole sideshow. Ran it right into the fucking ground. Hell, I wouldn't be kicking my heels in this dead-end graveyard if it weren't for her. At least she's buried here with me. That's the least she deserves. You're on the hunt for her big book of secrets, huh? Lucky was, too. Poor bastard. She used to leave it on the desk between us during interviews.
Так
She'd
Лаки,
open it
это
up
же
sometimes, take
рука
notes, give me a mean
его,
look.
что ли, мне пришла в этой
Bet
хуйне.
you all the bits in Byzantium it's in her
Это же
office.
Лаки-то, что ли?
Never saw it leave that room.
Я уже
not
запутался в
once.
этих Лаки, блядь, всех имена такие, что пиздец.
Top floor of synthesis and manufacturing, huddled up against her precious drug synthesizer. Got a perfect view of all her little peons scrabbling in the dirt way down below. Just how she liked it. Nice enough guy. fashioned himself one of those professional gumshoes, like in the serials. They usually work for the board, rooting out dissidents and the like. Lucky, though, he was freelance. Worked for anyone who paid, no matter their allegiance. You ask me, I think the guy just likes snooping around in folks' terminal. Next to nothing. He preferred to keep a tight lid on things, more dramatic that way. Not that he needed to keep secrets. Folks down here don't give two shits about anything but bits and beer.
О, убеждение 60. Так.
So sometimes Lucky'd get deep in his cups and start going on about the ghost of Gorgon. But I didn't think anything of it. Guy also liked to say he could pop the cyst off a cysty pig at 100 paces with his eyes closed. No shit. And you'll be trying to get into synthesis and manufacturing, I reckon. Lucky'd been trying to crack that nut for a while. Supposed to be locked up tight. He didn't. I mean, nothing substantial. Just that he was after Olivia Ambrose's old journal, same as you. Breaking and entering isn't my area of expertise. Got writerly hands and a cowardly disposition. You could check Lucky's room. He was up on the 3rd floor. Might be he left you some clues. Sure. Not like... When the project fell apart, Spacer's Choice refused to extract me. They left me here to rot. Listen, I hate asking for handouts, but my back's against the wall here. If you're going back out there, do you think you'd be willing to do an old bastard a small favor? Told you I was a journalist, right? I was here on a story back when Project Gorgon was active. I was doing an interview series for Spacer's Choice. Recorded them all on these little portable phonographs. But when everything fell to shit, Spacer's Choice wouldn't let me leave. Terms of my reporting contract unmet, they said. Right on the money. Look at me, I'm no fighter. I've never even touched a gun. But you're just a... Help me get my recordings back.
Так. А, это который я вот эти находил штуки? Это ему надо?
Well, I'll be damned. That's exactly what I'm looking for. But Spacer's Choice won't let me out of here until I deliver the whole set. Do you think you could get the rest?
Остальные.
Great. I'll key the details of each recording's location in for you. A lot of them are in
Это,
plain
походу,
sight.
сюда, куда я
Can't
не
miss
ходил еще.
That's more than I've been able to hope for in years. Thank you.
Склад, что-то там еще. Окей.
What
Чё
have you
тут?
got there?
Adrenatime, I think. I found some in an old busted crate.
You're just gonna take some drug you found in the garbage?
It's not some drug. It's adrenatime.
I don't see a label.
Someone's in here. Oh, lol. It's coming back up again.
150. Понимаю. Так. Заметки. Заметки. Ключ. Продал ключ от отдела. Так. И где этот ключ? Законсервированный глаз? Кого? Нахуя он? Чтобы, блядь, пройти эту идентификацию? Понял. Сквозной верификатор. Стоп, или тут еще что-то?
So, how you feeling?
А куда мне показывает? На выход?
Good.
Так, может быть, сюда что-то установить? Этот гранатомет. Что можно интересного на гранатомет установить? Сколько тут? Ствол и магазин. Критический урон плюс 25, скорострельность. Скорострельность. Пусть крит урон будет. И магазин, типа урон N лучевой. Макс снаряда. Плазменный. Коррозийный. Электрический. Может, электрический попробовать? Или ну его нахуй. Лучше магазин. 72. Так, а куда мне надо-то? Куда мне надо-то? Зареспавнились уже челики. Нихуя. Это что за урон такой? Ты чем там стреляешь? Разином, что ли, хуярил? Надаль, конечно. Такое себе. Блять, эти опять заспавнились.
Initiating ocular measurement. Measurement complete. Ocular identification complete. Welcome, Clarence Mostly. Access granted. Welcome to the Office of Creative Incubation. Initiating...
Так. Дел высиживания идей. Так, там враги. И кто там? Роботы, челики. Эти роботы все валяются. — 84 брони, да? А, да похуй. И чё, толчки вскрыл? Интересная история. Что-то я открыл. А что я открыл? Какую-то витрину. А, я вот это открыл.
Proudly located in the bloodstream of the entire Spacers chosen tossball team. Adrena time, putting the performance in. Don't let sleep rob you of your life. Cut your resting hours in half and double your productivity.
Так.
Keeps your aim steady and your trigger ready.
Yeah.
Adrena time brings out the hero in you.
Электроконтейнер. Ой, что там еще было-то? Так, фляга, хуяга, так. Это не тут. Тоже на выход. Так, тут ничего нету, что? Окей. В принципе, можно уже ничего не собирать. $150. Многовато. Нормально. Личность устроила диверсии, уничтожила отчеты. Это баба, что ли? Получается. Что-то ему плохо. Иди сюда. Ну что, те же текстуры летают? В смысле? Так, и что тут?
About your test subjects. I assume you're trying new formulations on humans,
Ага,
correct?
это вот это, да?
Where do they come from, Dr. Ambrose? They come from Tartarus, don't they?
They do.
Why the reluctance? Providing life-affirming employment to the indigent, the criminally indigent. Well, that's a social good, don't you agree?
I have a staff meeting to attend. Excuse me.
Все-таки эти штуки тут. А почему они мне не показывались? И чё тут? Ключ от служебного помещения. Так, мне как-то наверх попасть, а как я, блядь, наверх попаду? Как я наверх попаду, в смысле? Какой ключ я не нашел? Где? Или что вообще происходит? Нет, ну явно сюда. Явно сюда. Какой я ключ не нашел? Ну, блядь, балкончик вот этот или чё, как туда попасть? Там закрыто. Взлом 150. Нихуя. Как эту хуйню не видел? Я сюда не поднимался? Что это за пушка, блин? Рафлан пушка. Серьезно? Чего, блядь? Серьезно? Ой, блядь. Найс. Найс просто. Охуенно. 10 на 10, блядь. Охуенчик. Охуенчик, охуенчик. Ничего не буду лутать вообще. Зато кругами бегать буду. Просто быстрее пробежать мимо них, все. Как будто их не было. Не хочу я лутать. Второму кругу. что за броня? 77. Так. Хер взять. Как я попал на второй этаж? Как я наверх попал? Понял.
They do.
Why the reluctance? Providing life-affirming employment to the indigent, the criminally indigent? Well, that's a social good, don't you agree?
I have a staff meeting to attend. Excuse me.
А, это вот эту турель я отключил, да, сейчас?
I have a staff meeting to attend. Excuse me.
Блять, что за лабиринты? Блять, это вообще вниз. Уже запутался. Так, сюда. Блять, тут этот бар опять ебаный. Как я попал в прошлый раз? Я просто как-то залез. Мне опять где пушка это была. Как я туда попал? Вот тут все закрыто. Да. Так, о. Всё, дыра нашлась. Так, а вот и наверх проход. Всё, пошло дело. Так, там уже его починить надо. Это 43%. Уже урона нету. Так, это какой-то офис тут. Должно это говно лежать где-то. Или нет? Где оно, это хуйня-то? Не показано вообще? 20 метров. Еще выше. Запечатано. Ошибка. Чё интересного?
I knew I heard a little weasel
Так.
sniffing about. You'd best go back the way you came. There's nothing for you here. I understand that you think yourself a big hero here on a big, important job.
Чё еще зачучило?
The last one did too. But you've grossly misapprehended the situation here. This place is a graveyard. All that was done here should be forgotten and left to rot. Gorgon is the birthplace of marauders. We created them here, in this very facility. They are our misbegotten children.
Опять какую-то хуйню несет.
Born of hubris and vanity. They hold no fondness for trespassers. I've placed the facility under emergency lockdown to keep them safe. Let the marauders die in peace, or I will make certain that you die with them.
Вообще похуй, чел. Кто ты там? Давай сюда тебя гранатометом взъебу. Очередной, блядь, какой-то ебан. Очередной ебан какой-то. Это дробовик? Шквал. Какими стреляют? Тяжелые. Скорострельность плюс размер магазина. Так, мне тут хватит всяких пулеметов, гранатометов. Так, тут... Ага. Тут я могу выйти, да? Мне туда и надо. А что тут? Или это тоже выход? Это вниз? Вниз. Что внизу? Если мне нужно наверх, можно еще вниз. А, это... Ага. Я думал, куда-то совсем вниз. Самое начало. А, так все, я тут, что ли, получается? Так, а где эти приколы? А до тут я как раз не дошел. А до тут я как раз и не дошел. Короче. Как так? Там высота-то была. Метр. Чуть ногу не сломал. Так, стоп. А как мне туда попасть? Опа. Что это у нас тут? В смысле? Найс дальность. Так, что тут? Некоторые из нас укрылись в шахте. На холмах кричат мародеры. Сегодня пришлось использовать адреналайн. В шахте небезопасно. Фляжка. День 34. Они бросили нас умирать. Умирать. Угу. Так. Так. Адреналтайма тут везде просто. Как говна валяется.
This is my second month on Adrenatime. It's like the color came back. Like I was tuned to the wrong band all this time, and now the static's gone. I'm finally clear-headed, focused. There's so much I'm excited to do. I feel like me again. Side effects? I guess I've noticed people staring at me a lot more lately. Hard to talk to them sometimes. Feels like they don't get it. Maybe they just don't trust it. Or maybe they don't trust
Сколько она там, месяц, полгода, сколько колется говном. Только мне что это дает? Так, я тут пришел. Место для быстрого путешествия. Ага. Только я не смогу сюда быстро путешествовать. В любом случае. Сейчас уже перевес будет. Да. Можно, кстати, продать тогда все, пока я тут. Херню всякую. $77. Значит, можно продать. Так, а что тут? Угу. Ты просто сверху. Я эту, блядь, броню взял. который весит. Куда бежишь? Что, поехали? Пропуск окей. Какой-то. Нет никаких пропусков. Походу, это потом. Найдите сотрудников. Так. Отправляйтесь в собрание Маскрейвов. Так. Угу, теперь там дверь открылась, да? Или куда мне? Это мне вниз, что ли? Мне вообще не... Я типа все? Валим? Ну ладно.
Captain, transmission request from Ambrose Manor.
Допустим.
Captain, imagine my surprise when I saw the Unreliable leaving Gorgon with so much urgency and purpose. Tell me you found Mother's journal. I'm positively dying for good news. Well, isn't that exciting? A lonely asteroid, an old research facility, and now shady corporate intrigue. And here I've just been doing the crossword. Any promising leads on Mother's Journal? I've watched enough detective serials to know that a promising lead can get you anywhere. I seem to recall that Mother worked closely with Gorgon's R&D personnel, but not close enough to invite them over for dinner and cocktails, if you get my meaning. By now, they'll have moved on with their lives. If only I could do the same. I knew Mother was involved with some important chemical trials, but I had no idea her pet project was adrenatime. Adrenatime is a working man's stimulant, like a caffeinoid. Very popular at launch, though the marketing quieted down over time. What? No. I mean, there's some very morbid wording in the fine print, but I had no idea adrenatime could make
Превращать людей в мародеров.
people. That's it. That must be it. Spacer's Choice is keeping their dirty little secret about adrenatime off the record. We have to find Mother's Journal. If we don't, then Spacer's Choice gets away with murder. I only hope we aren't too late. Adrenatime was touted as the working man's best friend, a drug that boosted productivity with no adverse effects. The promise of adrenatime cannot be overstated. Exhaustion and fatigue were supposed to be obsolete.
Осталось, точнее, должны были уйти. Ну да, просто так уйти, без побочных эффектов.
Never lived up to that promise. I don't know. And thanks to Spacer's Choice, we may never find out. I know that I'd like to see a colony where the promise of adrenatime was fulfilled. And I doubt I'm the only one. Thank you. I certainly ought to know what I'm doing. I spent years trying to break into pharmaceuticals, professionally speaking. Mother wouldn't hear of it. She didn't think I had the wit to succeed in her line of work. Safe travels. If your leads give you any trouble, be sure and give them some trouble. That's the spirit.
Так. Собрание. Что за собрание? Что-то я не понял. Уж типа просто космос. Они ж... Ага. А у меня репа-то с ними хуёвая. У меня же репа с ними хуёвая. Корпорации.
Something's not right. Open fire!
Что, мне вырезать всех, что ли, теперь? Как я туда пройду? Блять, куда? Куда? Нет! Вверх! Блять, чего эти ёбаные?
Huh? What was that?
Что заебете?
Huh? Bring him down!
I think I soiled myself.
Take him down!
Так, стоп.
Hey, I know your face. You're wanted by the board.
Стоп, стоп, стоп. Я ж тут вроде был, или... Или нет?
Wow. You're a living, breathing outlaw. That is, until security outside gets their eyes on you, but let's not spoil the moment. If you're here for the annual Canid review, I'm afraid it's already over. Only thing going on behind those doors is good, old-fashioned lawful behavior. This greeting constitutes your confidentiality agreement. You hereby agree not to disclose the location or existence of these events. Thank you for cooperating.
Ну, допустим.
Oh, that's just so encouraging to hear. I'll just go ahead and add your comment to my permanent record. Now then, how can I help you? Mr. Mostly is indeed attending our event, although I am disappointed to discover he did not officially enter his Canid La Place into our competition. You should find Mr. Mostly just inside the prep room. Head inside and take the door to your left. We find that our clients enjoy the appearance of participating in illegal activity. The Musgrave family collection was intended to be a gallery of fine art. And here we are, using this place to practice semi-legal canid shows. That's privileged information. I really shouldn't tell you. That's a fair point. All right, I'll tell you. But just keep this between us. The Musgraves own one of Earth's largest private collections of art and literature. They were going to have the entire collection shipped all the way to Halcyon. Unfortunately, that collection never arrived. We haven't heard anything from the delivery convoy, and there's some purely hypothetical concern that the collection might be, well... I was going to say indefinitely delayed by unforeseen and unknowable circumstances, but yes. Let's go with that. Anyway, that's as much as I can tell you. Will there be anything else?
Так.
Just between the two of us, I hope this doesn't become
Зал, шоу.
looking forward to the Canaan.
Где шоу?
How long did you say Musgrave was gone?
Do you know the interesting thing about canid shows? Oh, but there is, if one possesses an eye for statistics. Mathematically speaking, the interesting thing about canid shows is this. They're an exercise in futility. Winning is predetermined. Over time, the inevitable trend is that the race goes to the swift. Time and chance are just statistical outliers. In other words, if you put enough canids through enough trials, the one with the most optimal attributes generally wins. Exercise in futility. What gave me away? Wait, don't tell me. You've read my monograph, Putting the Us in Calculus, or How to Use Math.
О чем он
I'm
несет
afraid I
вообще?
don't
Я не
really do
понимаю.
autographs, but yes, that's us. Mostly oak trees, too. My grandfather invented them, you know. Well, no, he didn't invent mostly oaks, but he did Oh. Then you're not here about my monograph. It's true, I was involved with Project Gorgon, but that chapter of my life is long since closed. Listen, I don't know what you want with Gorgon or with me, but let me give you some free advice, Let the past go. Live in the moment. Enjoy the party. I was wondering if you were the sort of person to accept sensible advice or respond with threats of violence. Thank you for resolving that ambiguity for me. Lifting the lockdown won't be easy. You'll need to send overrides from the chem lab and human inquiry. I don't have that level of clearance, but I know 2 people who do. The trouble is, I don't know you. I don't trust you. I washed my hands of Gorgon, and you're asking me to dirty them all over again.
Убедить, блядь, его, чел.
Right, of course. Thank you for reminding me. Point well taken. I want a favor from you. Do something for me, and I'll do something for you. That way we don't have to rely on mutual trust. The grand prize trophy to the Canid Review. I want it in my hands. Get me that trophy, and
Трофей шоу.
Yes, but the winner is still in deliberation. Committee won't deliver a result for another 6 to 8 weeks. Bureaucracy. The trophy's being held in a vault at the...
Так, окей.
What? Head into the main hall and take the elevator down into the maintenance tunnels. The maintenance tunnel is the only way up into the trophy room. Some technician barred the door shut on our end. Oh, you're quite welcome.
Что? Душиловка какая-то. Где экшон? Мне какой-то, хоть чуть-чуть. Очень много пиздежа вообще. Очень-очень-очень много пиздежа. Поддушивает. Так, а что тут? Девяносто. Все? Изи. Что изи?
Never cared much for hors d'oeuvres. My trophy! Look at this thing! Have you ever seen a more garish monument to the boredom of the elite? If only Grandfather Mostly were alive today, I would have loved to wave this trophy right in front of his cataracts. I hope you won't take it personally when I say I had my doubts about you. Nothing ever gets done in Byzantium, you see. Competent work is, well, a statistical anomaly. Lifting the emergency lockdown requires overrides from the chem lab and human inquiry. Access to those facilities requires
Разрешение
authorization
двух
from
старших
2
исследователей.
senior-level researchers. Marion Blakesley, Jasper Lowe. They went into hiding after the project collapsed, but I've managed to calculate their last known whereabouts within a reasonable margin of error. I see you're familiar with my technique. I'd love to show you my numbers, but there aren't nearly enough napkins in this room. After the project shut down, I had to keep my mind occupied. I worked on my actuarial tables, calculated the average
115
lifespan of a
опыта.
spacer's
Нормально
choice
опыта
worker,
насыпают.
that sort of thing. I realized some of the researchers had to be alive. I ran some numbers, did a little research, and concluded that the two most likely survivors are Marion Blake.
Так, я понял.
As far as I know, Jasper Lowe and Marion Blakesley are... If you want to lift the lockdown on the manufactory, you'll need to send
Давайте
an
программу
override
отмены
for the
из
chem lab
химической
and human inquiry.
лаборатории.
I know it feels like you're being led on. What is that colorful metaphor commoners use? Remember, this is Spacer's Choice we're talking about. Their security protocol. Dr. Marion Blakesley supervised the human inquiry and auditing facility. Live subjects, measuring tape and syringes, that sort of thing. Someone sabotaged the facility. Blakesley tendered her resignation and vanished. I'm reasonably certain she's hiding in a maintenance bay on Groundbreaker. Well, with Spacer's Choice equipment, who even knows? Dr. Blakesley tendered her resignation lawfully, but under suspicious circumstances. I'm asking you to trust in the predictive power of data. Dr. Blakesley may have disappeared after that sabotage incident. Dr. Lowe described himself as a dazzling genius in his review. I disagreed. After the project shut down, corporate traded him off to Anti-Cleo in exchange for 5 lab coats. He's been
Орбитальная
transferred to an
лаборатория.
orbital lab around
Я там вроде
Olympus.
был. Я там вроде был уже.
Oh dear. How do I explain this without using too many syllables? Lab coats mean... Let's get back on topic. Try to exercise caution. It's good for your lifespan.
What? Thought I saw something. No prisoners!
Так. Блять, враги рядом.
What? Something's not right.
Заебете. Ты, блядь, стреляешь, долбоёб. Как там вниз-то спуститься тут, что ли?
Don't hurt me! Please don't hurt me! No! Please don't! I'm sorry! I'm sorry! What was that? Oh, Lord! Better take a look.
Spacer's Choice.
What was that? Open fire!
It's the Spacer's Choice.
Все, отстали от меня. Рядом враги. Какие рядом враги? Тоже. Какие нахуй рядом враги?
What was that?
Блять, боже. Заебете нахуй. Где еще враги, блять? Сука, ты, блядь. Все? Нет больше врагов?
Now, hold
Let's
on.
talk when you're free.
What happens if we hit the wall?
Most likely, the bullet will ricochet, which could...
Блядь, вода-то.
be bad. Or hilarious.
First stop at the Groundbreaker Auxiliary Base. Take someone to watch your back, please.
Hey, you. Hey, you. You serious? Get back here.
Садовник дозорный.
So, hey, you trespassing, and I'm...
Чел.
Used to be, but I'm not with Rizzo's anymore. I'm one of the guards.
Теперь я один из садовников.
All
Кого?
of us kept the peace for the corpse once, but we got tired of being used. Hey, I like to get my hands dirty. It's just a name. Old lady we work for, she likes plants. Hallways. You know what? Anyway, Blakesley's given us standing orders to... I like to, We ain't subversives. We're gainfully employed. This is a private contract. Miss Junlei can't get too mad if we rough up some trespassers. This deal with Blakesley's pretty sweet. We get... My gums never look...
Подкуп, ага, подкуп. Ложь 95. Чего я проделал такой долг, чтобы найти? 95.
What? Shit. Insurance, you said? Fine, I guess. Look, we won't give you trouble, but I can't say the same about Blakesley. She's got some crazy setup in there, so if... This one's clear, guys.
Some days.
This must be a step up from before.
You have to be kidding me. I thought I made myself click. Wait, what's with this camera? Hello? Damn it. Well, I get it. Some people need things spelled out for them. I'm sure one of
Овненькие. О, пятихаточка. Можно взять. Он эту хуйню, блядь, выращивает? Или что?
System alert. Unexpected noise identified investigation.
Вы охуели? Я не дверь. Вы что дверь открывать умеете? 95 взлома, не. Столько у меня нет. Так, стоп, что за дверь? А. Ясно.
Observation log, date, who knows. Subject number, well, let's call him Percy.
Да, она, походу, этих
Percy
выращивала.
here has discovered the secret to success. He has lifted the veil and found the pattern. He wakes up, he listens for that bell 3 times a day. Food rains from the sky. He eats, he waits. Life is easy. But the second your molt comes in, pal,
Очередная, блядь, какая-то психическая ученая. О, пистолет. Так, а чё мне там? Как мне туда попасть? На засове. Вниз. Что интересненького есть? А вот эта дверь. А вот эта дура.
So who the fuck? Oh, wait, hang on, I can't hear a damn thing. Just gonna shut this thing off. Right. Marion Blakesley, what can I do for you, Mr. Home Invasion? Spacer's Choice send you? Took your sweet time. Gorgon? I holed up in a forgotten cargo bay of a rotting colony ship just so I could never hear that name again. But here you are. That bastard. Is he still only mostly worthless, or has he achieved mathematical perfection in that regard? He'll be on to the next hobby in a week. Clarence lacks the attention span for this sort of thing. Someone wants to dig up the past, and you're the shovel, right? That's so? Long way to go for notes on a failed project. Corporate demanded a product they could throw onto shelves. That put the squeeze on low at Chem to develop formulas, samples. But how do you know if the product works? You run tests, see what happens. That's where human inquiry and auditing came in. I ran HIA, and HIA ran the tests again and again and again. And what happens is a whole lot of wasted time and even more bodies. Testing supervisor. I designed the initial testing regimens, managed the staff, made sense of the test results. Tried to anyway. People are complicated, and I don't just mean the test subjects. Try and avoid working with people if you can. It always gets messy. Plenty. Not to mention Spacer's Choice put in the legwork to make Gorgon habitable. Probably crawling with scavengers. You met the gardeners? They're nothing but overgrown canids, but people love their fancy names. We were looking for a game changer, something to better the colony. It felt important, worth a few sacrifices. Spacer's Choice. They wanted to sell that change for as many bits as they could. None of us got what we wanted. You've heard the adverts, right? Work day and night, still feel refreshed the next morning. Now, what we tested for was dexterity, efficiency, compliance. The traits of a good employee. Numbers never came out right. I could have pumped gallons of those chemicals into every living soul in this colony. Wouldn't have changed that. What we got was marauders. Yeah, good luck making that one stick. It's in the fine print, you know. Whatever was in those chemicals, it didn't matter what tests we ran. We kept getting the same results. The proto-adrena time solution was both monstrously addictive and had catastrophic effects on the psyche and intellect. A real boon to the colony. Well, just something. Stars. We were gonna change the world. The whole merciless grind. Imagine if it worked. A colony full of tireless citizens. The heights of human achievement and industry in half the time. OCI's job couldn't be easier. That dream's an easy sell. I bought it. I was a good scientist. I had to have wound up on that asteroid for a reason. I worked so hard. We all get stuck in our own patterns. Magical thinking. That was mine. No excuse. Just cause and effect. That's all any of this is. Anyway, it turned out it couldn't go on forever. Someone sabotaged the facility, freed the test subjects. Spacer's choice wasn't getting much use out of us anymore. So we shuttered the
Освободил
project,
подопытных.
kicked a dream
Вон
town
оно
out
что.
the door. And I came here.
Вон в чем диверсия заключалась.
Indulge a scientist. What do you want out of this investigation of yours? Trying to liven up your memoir? Really? What good can that possibly do? That's all I've got. Here, I still have this pass. Don't much feel like hanging on to it anymore.
Что это
Leave
было
my
за
exit
звук
the
такой?
moment the project started falling apart. Had to steal some credentials. This should get you into the volunteer induction entrance.
Что за звук был? Типа мне не нужно ко второму челу идти? Она мне сразу дала пропуск? Или что?
Please, I just messaged people with fake demands for their passwords. That's when they didn't just leave codes written down on pieces of paper. If I couldn't talk my way out past a simple facility lockdown, I'd be working for Rizzo's. That'll get you inside. What you do from there, that's up to you. Be careful on Gorgon. The compound got into the air, the water, everything. That asteroid makes monsters.
Может, уебать ее?
Sure, take it. Just drowning in dining options down here. I'd offer you wine or something. Generators mostly, when they work. I've only got so many instruction manuals. Not at first. Your average shrub isn't much use to the corporations. They're vicious organisms in their own way, plants. Not much, to be honest. Spent most of my time inside the facility. Having a tediously protracted nervous... The biome's been irreversibly tampered with at this point, so I... Yeah.
Ну, хуй с ней, короче. Пусть тут сидит. Куда мне там надо? Блять, я не могу отсюда тпшнуться, что ли? Придется бегать. Чё, брата на Гаргону? Так а что там за звук был? Там, походу, с челом уже не надо разговаривать, да? Типа, или чё? Где эти вообще? On you.
Above Gorgon.
Не, с челом задание есть еще. Ладно.
Captain, an unknown vessel is approaching our ship. Their intentions are currently indeterminate. Once I deduce their intentions, I will play one of two audio signals. A cheerful fanfare if they are friendly, alarms if they are hostile. Their intentions are no longer unknown. The unknown vessel has deployed a boarding mechanism. They will attach that sound indicates that a boarding mech, Captain. I am pleased to inform Captain Hawthorne installed a lethal shock trap on our airlock in the event of an I was bluffing, Captain. When we met in Emerald Vale, my systems were not fully operational. Even if they were, I might have made an exception for you. The invading ship appears to be a decommissioned storage vessel.
Пираты, наемники.
Pirates or freelancers. Do you intend to board their ship instead, Captain? I have been programmed to appreciate the irony of this situation. Their ship is using a tracking device too sophisticated for their primitive astrogator. I conclude they are receiving outside assistance. If you prefer to make an escape, I can disable their boarding mechanism.
Сбежать.
However, as long as that
Не
tracking
обязательно
device remains
попросить
outside
ада
our
о
ship,
помощи.
they
Чё?
will be able to find us again. Understood, Captain. I will be deploying the Unreliable's lethal deterrence system.
Чё там?
Now initiating warm welcome protocol.
Корабль захватчиков. Ну-ка нахуй. Что там за захватчики? Сюда. Зараженная полицейская броня. Что за бичи? Что за бичи? Сюда нахуй. Так. 51,60. Ну это я смогу взломать еще. Ну-ка зачем? А. Нихуя себе, это чё, блядь, за урон? В смысле, нахуй? Кого? Кого, блядь, что это за урон? Чего? Что за пиздоболие? Что за пиздоболие? Лютая пиздоболия. Псина столько выдерживает выстрелов. Вы что, ебанулись? Да ну тут, блядь, хай-левельный просто нахуяренный опять. Как на локации тогда стояли. Специально урон. У них больше, чем у остальных. Что за пиздоболие? Че ты, будешь спускаться? Чего там стреляете? Какой уровень-то у вас? Где ваши пушки, блядь, с палками ходят? Чего вы стреляли, нахуй? Ты кто вообще? Светлячок. Ваша цель безнадежный. Угу. От неизвестно кого. Устройство слежения. Так, это все. Интересно. Кто ты, блядь?
You know, I'm a little disappointed. I was hoping you'd play by the rules. We could have had a good old-fashioned boarding.
Играть по
Now
правилам.
you're barging into my office, muddying tracks all over my floor. A little respect for the ship. Is that too much to ask? Yeah, but I had every intention of respecting the upholstery. You're the captain of the Unreliable. You dropped out of the sky in Emerald Vale, and whatever you've been doing on Gorgon, you've upset my employer. You and I are in a bit of a situation. I don't get paid unless you...
Чел. Ты еблан, блядь. Он еблан? Что? Идиотич. Он еще что-то и пиздит. Типа я тебя сейчас убью, блядь. В такой ситуации. Серьезно? Серьезно? Умно. $95 там нужно было. Чего-то. Так, а что вы тут стоите? Что уже?
Welcome back, Captain. I understand you have resolved your differences with our former boarding party. Are you ready to depart? Understood, Captain. Resuming our course.
Отключите устройство слежения. Какое слежение устройства, что? Пусть еще приходит следующие. Их тоже разъебу. Чем мне не жалко. День 277. Чего они несут вообще?
Just breathe, Kelly. Everything's gonna be all right. Just wait, just wait, just wait. They can't open the door. Eventually, their security protocols will reset. Just wait through the next charging cycle. The supply drop will be here. Tomorrow, the next day. When it comes, just sneak onto the ship. Easy as you please. Who's out there? Really? I would be indebted to you for life. But how do I know I can believe you? I'll have to come out to assess it myself. Hold on. I'm opening the door.
Так. Блядь, очередная разукрашенная хуйня. Здравствуйте, блядь. Есть нормальные люди.
Let me just catch my breath. I swear my heart's trying to punch its way out of my chest. Law, I'm so lucky you came along. I know it sounds crazy, but a little while back, I'd been gearing myself up to take a look.
Так.
How can I help you? Help me get out of here. Do I drop me off on the groundbreaker and I'll be... But you said if I open the door... Oh, all right. I'm not much in a
Пятихаточка
position
за
to barter.
проезд.
Take it. I swear this is all I have.
Окей, всё.
Oh, thank you so much. I'll just hide... Here. This is my official laboratory headgear. I won't be needing it anymore, so
Монолинза
it's all yours.
клеточной стабильности. Что это за говно? Одежда. Бонус к урону от попадания в голову или слабое место плюс 25%. Круто.
Trespassers.
Джаспер. А он-то чё, блядь, сидит среди этих роботов, что ли? Или чё? Ебать ты живучий. Боевой долбоёб. Я ли такие живучие? Слом 60. Штормовая пушка. Энергетическая. Тип урона электрический. Штормовая пушка. Какого уровня-то? 28-го. Так, пулемет. Пулемет. А где мой пулемет? Вот он. Где урон? Кто такой? Да заебете. О, додумался. Отлетел. Что тут вообще такое? Кому, сука? Угу. И первое успешное испытание. Угу. Супер оптика 2000. Дорогая хуйня, кстати. Но она мне уже не нужна, в принципе.
Yates, where did I put the... Oh, wait. Almost forgot that Yates is dead.
Так, я взломать тебя могу, чел.
That's good, actually.
Легкие. Так.
Shush. No talking. Concentrating. Damn it. I almost had it. The formula was in my mind and I almost had it. I was so close to a breakthrough, I could practically taste it. You really did pick the worst time to manifest. Oh, hang on. I see what's happening. You're real. Ergo, not a hallucination. This is interesting. I have several questions for you. Let's start with the obvious. Who are you, and how are you even alive? All sorts of things. Science, mainly. Little bit of research. If you're talking about all the dead bodies, that'd be the pink slip protocol. Right. That answers that. Next question. Do you come bearing fresh pharmaceuticals?
Препаратов? Каких препаратов?
You mean my inhaler? It's designed to deliver a highly concentrated dose of Sky High right through my respiratory system. The formula's still a work in progress. Clears my mind for a few precious moments. The rowdy tenets of my mind palace, inspiration through inhalation. That's Sky High.
Воспарим.
Or it will be, once I perfect my formula. Yes, yes. An excellent suggestion. Oh, much better. My mind is clear. So are my sinuses, in fact.
Нарик.
No, you don't. There's nothing interesting in the chem lab. There's nothing interesting in Gorgon at all. Gorgon is a featureless rock dragged along by the gravitational current of a barren asteroid belt. The chem lab is a graveyard. You won't find anything there but the dead. Dr. Olivia Ambrose was one of the finest scientists in the colony. If you're risking your life to retrieve her journal, there's likely a good reason. If you've set your heart on exploring my old labs, I won't try to dissuade you. Indulge me with a favor.
Услугу, блять, вы заебали все нахуй. Я тебя сейчас пристрелю и все.
Without any power, I can't possibly continue my work. Be a dear and reactivate it for me. That's all I ask. Not that it's any of your business, but I don't get to quit. My colleagues are dead. Take the elevator to the storm platform at the top of this facility.
Ясно, понятно. Нихуя себе, куда это я тут поднимаюсь? Найс, я поднялся. Ну, естественно, не работает. Естественно. Разве могло быть иначе? Они за друг другом хуярятся. Это что за хуйня? Нихуя оно дамажит. А вы-то, блядь, откуда взялись? В смысле? Что? Шоковое орудие гипер. Так, а это вообще что такое? А. Это хуйня. Окей. Что я нашел? А, вот эту хуйню. В смысле? Там еще что-то нажать было. Турбин. В смысле? Что? Я ж все нажал там. Не понял. Не понял. А я тут не нажал эту хуйню.
Facilities back on the grid, and my pipes again floweth with the sweet, sweet essence of my salvation. I suppose I have you to thank for realigning the machine. Of course, Jasper, you imbecile. You'll need my voice to get into the chem lab. I'm obviously not coming with you, so I'm giving you a recording of my dulcet speech. This recording should get you into the chem lab. I hope whatever you're after is worth the trauma. I wouldn't go back there if I was higher than the mercury levels in a can of salt tuna. Wait, take my gun while you're at it. If you end up dying on Gorgon, there's a non-zero chance I'll feel partially responsible. Neither of us want that.
Оружие.
Oh, no. Not even I would risk such usage. That stuff will eventually steal everything from you that makes you who you are. I might want to lose my recollections and feelings, but never my intellect. If you'll excuse me, my experiments cry out for my attention. Did you snoop through my things? And just admit it to me. You do have gall, I'll give you that. Look, I keep a draft on my terminal where I vent my occasional frustrations with upper management. It's honestly one of my less detrimental coping methods, as I am not stupid enough to fill out the name in the address field. Even if I wanted to talk about Project Gorgon, I couldn't. All my memories of Gorgon are intact, but they're in disarray. Like a book with its pages shuffled. Making sense of those memories requires clarity of mind. Clarity that only Sky High gives me. To tell you everything I know, I'd have to be dangerously euphoric.
Давай, бахай свою хуйню и рассказывай.
All right. Just one inhale. Easy does it, Jasper. Have you ever seen a lake as still and clear as a mirror? That's how my mind feels right now. The author, Dr. Olivia Ambrose, was one of the most brilliant minds in Halcyon. She wouldn't have kept a journal for something as tawdry as mere sentiment. Dr. Ambrose never made it out of Gorgon alive. That's the sort of thing that happened to the project's best minds. They were killed. They turned marauder. Or they became me. I don't want to know anything about Dr. Blakesley. My lab was a source of constant frustration for her. We were the reason human inquiry couldn't do its job. The OCI pressured my lab. Under pressure, we delivered poor samples to human inquiry. Human inquiry tested poor samples on human beings, leading to adrenotime, leading to marauders. I'm starting to lose sight of my own thoughts. Entropy reasserts itself in the palace of my mind. The high never lasts more than a few moments.
Так, стоп, что он там сказал? Чё? Ови давил на мою лабораторию, мы из-за этого давления поставляли на кадровое испытание плохие образцы. Плохие образцы испытывались на людях, из-за чего возник адренотайм. Из-за чего возникли мародеры.
I suppose you're right. I do need to relax. Up you go, old friend. And just like that, the demons of my mind have all gone silent.
Может, сейчас он от этой хуйни откинется.
The disaster at the chem lab was my fault. I tested adrenotime on primals. I decimated my own research team.
Тестировал адренотайм на первобытных.
I locked myself up in isolation. I told myself that I needed silence and solitude to perfect my formula for Sky High. But the truth is that I was ashamed.
Воспарим какой-то создал.
So that's what it feels like to be chastised. Thank you. I haven't had anyone hold me accountable in a very long time. Unfortunately, Sky High won't let me feel any lasting guilt as a result of your words. Once the euphoria fades, I'll feel it all at once. I'm starting to lose sight of my own thoughts. Entropy reasserts itself in the palace of my mind.
А не могу я его еще раз заставить пыхнуть. 95 убеждений надо. Бля.
Surely you jest. Even were I inclined to teach you, which I am not, you wouldn't be able to replicate an alternative to Compound X. The compound is derived from the metabolic waste of xenocytes, a microbial life form growing beneath the surface of Gorgon. However, they're accursedly sensitive to their ecosystem. Exactly. When Project Gorgon was active, corporates' varied attempts to port xenocytes off-world killed them, every time. And even were one able to cultivate xenocytes in a petri dish, they'd need millions to refine even a dash of the compound. We mined immense amounts of Compound X directly from subterranean caverns in Gorgon. So you see, there is no Adrenatime without Project Gorgon. Die, perhaps? Automechanical sentries are generally programmed to ignore corpses. I don't like the idea of going back to that place, to that life. Yes, I know it's not me risking my throat gallivanting around Gorgon. I've helped you once, and I don't feel great about it. I made a clean break from Gorgon.
Просите меня снова вернуться. Я прошу его снова вернуться туда. А нужен он мне вообще? Допустим.
I knew I should have deleted those letters. Of all the hull-headed things I've done while inebriated, writing subversive messages to my old managers ranks somewhere in the middle. Here, my personal security keycard. There's a hallway near the processing room. It leads to a security terminal. Use this keycard to unlock the hallway and disable security.
Ага. Хорошо, что он со мной не пошел. Карту дал какую-то. Он со мной пойдет. Дефать его еще. Затухнет. Так что все, я валю отсюда. Так, надо поспать. Вся хуйня.
Can we talk?
Это что, преимущество? Экспериментальное оружие. Цена продажи 2500. Что это вообще? А где он? Его тут даже нету. В списке в этом. Не давать сотрудникам упасть замертво. хилка, что ли, или что, я не пойму. Так.
This change of scenery sure is something.
Акустический сканер. Я тут-то пройду вообще? Что я сомневаюсь в этом.
You have an unpaid balance. This unit is watching.
Все равно придется обходить. Как тут, блять, пройти? К этому лифту. Ладно. Бля, опять бичары заспавнились. А где урон? Чё за кал? Да ну, в смысле? Чё за... Обычный тяжелый, то лучше, чем это. А где у меня он есть вообще? Блять, а, у меня легкий только. Что такой урон? Или у меня броня уже убитая? Нет, вроде. Что такой урон дикий? Опять этот додич. Блять, короче, пуха это бесполезная уже. Да сука! Заебешь, умираю уже. Так, а как мне туда-то попасть? Мост, через мост. Или как? Мародер берсерк, бля. Меткач. Но мне надо как-то вниз. Тут я явно вниз не спущусь. Первобытный патоген, на которых они испытывали хуету свою. Так. Тут я смогу пройти. Так, тут что-то по квесту. Тут что ли это было или где? Этот квест или? Ой, бля. Все в говне. Ну да, это там. Тут ебалом. Трэш.
Tell me about the production of adrenatime, Dr. Ambrose. I hear Compound X is a unique challenge to work with.
It's temperamental. It must be refined under tightly controlled circumstances at tremendously low temperatures.
Do you compound it with anything else? Tell me more about your refining process. Our audience is conversant in the sciences, very detail-oriented, so don't be afraid to get technical.
Last time I met you, you spoke like a groundbreaker builder sprat. Why the sudden airs? And such specific questions? Does your minder know what you're up to? Does he suspect you're a spy?
Pardon me.
Чё там? Адреналайн. А что, если я туда нырнул? Все, на 231 день. Пиздарики пришли. Моя история. Первобытный кто? Запечатано, блядь. И чё я... Нахуя я сюда шел столько? ГГ. Запечатано, блядь. Так, ключ был, если вы можете отменить блокировку в центре кадров испытаний. Кадр в испытании, химо. Какие-то блокировки отменять. Везде. Так, я ж тут смогу пройти? Или что это вообще? Ну давайте. Да. Нихуя себе, блядь. Серьезно, блядь? Алло, нахуй. Душняк, ебаный, ебаный душняк, ебаный душняк, ебаный душняк, ебаный душняк. И чё-то, блядь, чё-то рот ебал. Душняк. Что-то даже не интересно уже. Чё там? Кого, блядь? Кто какие травил? Какие-то ученые? Че не ученые, блядь? Просто играю, блядь. Стреляю что-то и... изредка. Что-то реально скатилось все как говнище, блядь. Вообще непонятно. Ученые. Это бегут, блядь. Оттуда бегут, отсюда бегут. Какие-то лаборатории, ученые, лаборатории, ученые, лаборатории, лаборатории. Какая-то хуйня, блядь, написана везде. Ну что это, блядь? Где урон, сука? Рот ебал, блядь. Что за пистолет это ебучий, блядь? Что за хуйня, блядь? Что дают? Дерьмо, блядь, псиное. Что дают, нахуй? Что это за оружие, блядь? Сука, блядь, вот это научное оружие, ни одно, блядь, ненормального нету. Ни одного, нахуй, из этого говна, блядь, нормального нету. Это дерьмо, блядь, какое-то. Вообще, блядь, как нахуй выкинуть его к хуям? Нахуй разоберу, блядь, хуету эту. Кал, блядь, ебаный. Пизду. Все нормальные пулеметы, блядь. А, вот легкий.
Can we talk?
We'll be here, Captain.
Не знаю, сколько сейчас пройду, но что-то, блядь, душняк какой-то прям. Вообще неинтересно уже, короче. Вот начало было интересно, что-то там, что-то как-то это. И то интерес был даже не в сюжете, а как-то прокачаться, там что-то побегать, полутать, пострелять. Вот в этом было интерес. Сюжет вообще, блядь, какой-то дичь, по-моему. Персонажи все, блядь, мертвые. Максимально. Все типа основные какие-то челы здесь. Это как, блядь, в других играх обычные NPC какие-то. Которые просто стоят и глазами хлопают. И две фразы тебе говорят. Какие-нибудь. Уж вниз спускаюсь. Блять. Мне туда все-таки. Нахуй этих. Идите вы нахуй, блядь. Пиздец. Да пошел ты нахуй, сука, тварь ебаная. Плюс перелом. Пиздец, блядь. Блядь, охуенно просто. Кайф. Ну, до завтра добегу. Может быть. Ну, ёбань же, блядь, просто. Ненужная нахуй ёбань. Пиздец, и никак не снять, блядь, эту хуйню только на корабле, блядь. Бля. Дичь. Блять, ну это даже не сложность, блядь, сука, это просто залупа. Это даже не сложность какая-то, вот, ой, блядь, сломали тебе, блядь, ногу там каким-то образом. И никак нахуй не вылечить на корабль пиздой. Просто затягивание, блядь, прохождение. Это не сложно, просто Время нахуй тратишь. 100 тысяч лет, блядь. Эти возвращения туда-сюда, бегания. Ну все. Я вообще не передвигаюсь. Первобытный макака, блядь. Ну сейчас меня уебут. Я же, блядь, не могу даже только бегать. И рука, блядь, и нога, блядь. Давайте все нахуй вообще, блядь. Все дебафы, сука, этого, блядь, мира сюда. Пизду. Хуета, блядь. Да в пизду, короче, дерьмо, блядь, ебаное, нахуй. Вообще, блядь, неинтересно уже, короче, играть. Какой-то кал ебаный пошел вообще лютый, блядь. Чё там, какие-то ученые, чё кого, блядь, какие-то эксперименты, кто, чё, где, блядь, вообще похуй уже. Ну эту бабу, блядь, похуй. Пизду. Короче, наигрался я в этот, блядь, Утир Вордс, блядь, прошел. Сюжетку прошел, эти DLC, блядь, какая-то. Принцип подай, иди нахуй, блядь, долбоеб. Все, вот нахуй DLC, блядь. И 80% игры нахуй такая, блядь. Сначала что-то интересно было. И то интересно было полутаться, покачаться, там что-то вот. Сложность вот это вот вроде. Казалось, что, блядь, что-то интересное будет по факту. По факту интересного только, блядь, было там пару первых стримов, наверное. Потом, блядь, пошла хуйня всякая. Короче, вначале нормально было, потом, ну, дятина ебучая вообще. Сюжет, не сюжет, какой-то говнище, блядь. Ни о чёмное. Короче. Побегать можно там что-то. Пиу-пиу, пыщ-пыщ. Куча диалогов, какой-то хуйни, блядь. Все, блядь, разукрашенные, нахуй, с башками, блядь. У кого зеленый, у кого, нахуй. Красные волосы, блядь. Какие-то ёбла, блядь, у всех. Ужас просто, нахуй. Ты же не воспринимаешь их как, блядь, каких-то там... Короче, в пизду. Не буду я дальше проходить. Уже понятно все, в принципе. Игру я прошел на прошлом. Спас, блядь, всех их нахуй, там, бля-ля-ля, что-то. Такое, короче, такое. Неудивительно, что я не слышал об этой игре. Потому что он такой себе. Поначалу только вот может что-то интересненькое быть. Ой, все нахер. Пойду-ка я спать лучше.